Ooh. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 208. Yeah, episode 208. Episode 208 of Tuck Rule Takes. The gang is all here per usual. That streak is alive, just like the Patriots win streak is still alive. Al's here. He's wearing Celtics green. Liam's here. He's got his glasses on. And Mike coming to you on Thanksgiving week. Happy early Thanksgiving to you guys. I think at the end, I want to ask you guys, I think we did this last year too, but I want to ask you guys a Thanksgiving question. But yeah, like I said, another win. Patriots beat the Bengals. We will talk about that in a game that I don't think it went the exact way that people thought, but they did win 26-20. We'll talk about the Giants game as well. Monday Night Football, another primetime game. I think it's the last primetime game for the Patriots this year. And then we also have to talk about Cam Newton and Stephen A. Smith being little sensitive babies about Drake Maye. But before we get into that, I do want to give the floor to our esteemed co-host, Liam. He has requested this. I have been told that he may be quitting. So, Liam, the floor is yours. Speak with your chest, sir.
Luckily for you guys, there's no such luck that I'm quitting. You guys need me to carry this fucking show here.
Damn it!
My back is not sore from carrying you fucks across the finish line, and when that day comes, I will hang it up. But that's not anytime soon. I wanted to introduce and then give the floor to Mike because it's a really big day for Mike, and I'd like to kind of set this moment aside to get his live reaction, though I'm not sure if he even knows, but this was a big momentous day in Mike's life. 11 years ago to this day, actually. If you remember so fondly, Mike, back 11 years ago, you were probably 35, 40-ish, around that time. And if you can remember that far back, it was a glorious game against the Indianapolis Colts when Jonas Gray had 38 carries for 199 yards and 4 touchdowns. 4-touchdown outing was the first by a player without a previous NFL touchdown since 1921, which was hardly football back then. Big day. Just kind of wanted to bring that to the forefront here. I know this was a momentous occasion for you, and you probably celebrated properly by calling out of work, popping champagne, trying for another kid, all the above. This one's going to be Jonas if it makes it. So
yeah, he might be kicked out after the first game too. So to speak. This was the day. This was the day. I gotta say, man, Jonas Gray, God, what a career.
Did you know it was the anniversary?
I saw it this morning, and I was still half asleep, so I was like, oh, maybe I didn't see it, and then it just fell out of the algorithm, so I just never ended up seeing it again. But yeah, thank you for bringing it to my attention because I completely forgot upon just doing all just different things throughout the day. But yeah, I mean, you guys know Jonas Gray. I love bringing him up. He's almost like a Ronnie Perkins-esque legend to me.
Yeah.
I'll bring him up every once in a while.
Figure in Mike's life.
But I kind of want to ask you guys, actually, since you brought it up, I can't think of a more curious case for a Patriots player, to go off quite like that and then just fall out of grace with the team so quickly and literally never be heard from again. We've had players who have had big games and kind of not done much afterwards or whatever, but they've still kind of been around. But I can't think of a case like Jonas Gray, right? I mean, you guys know that's my thoughts on it, but now I'm flipping it back to you. Can you think of anybody just kind of spur of the moment?
Not a Patriot one per se, but I mean, Antonio Brown after one game with the Patriots scoring a touchdown and, actually
he didn't even have 100 yards though. It wasn't.
I know, but he was getting open and he was Brady's number one guy for that week. And it
That's
looked
as
like
close. Yeah, that's as close as we get. Except he was Antonio Brown beforehand too. So
Yeah,
right,
even though
exactly.
that's as
that's
close, like
That's why I
Jonas
was like,
Gray,
it doesn't count, but
yeah,
like,
it's like on the same path, but like a different
yeah,
street over. Yeah,
right.
I have one lesser impact because 4 fucking touchdowns, 38 carries,
crazy.
I think it was, is just the most unbelievable workload. I don't know if LeGarrette Blount ever got 38 carries for the Patriots, but Jonas Gray did.
I
That's
can't
for
even think
sure.
of a running
But
back recently who has.
the only player comparison I could think of, and it's not a Patriots player, but it's Patriots adjacent, is actually that same year in the Super Bowl. We play the Seahawks, and Chris Matthews goes in there, catches,
Mm.
I think it's 7 passes for 113 yards and a touchdown, and like just smokes us. And then you didn't hear about him before then. You didn't
Mhm.
hear about him after then. So I guess maybe that was the year for one hit wonders, big year for one hit wonders that year. Like even David Tyree had caught a touchdown before he had the helmet catch in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like this dude, Chris Matthews, covers the onside kick to go to the Super Bowl. Then he has, so I guess like he did have something before the Super Bowl, but that would be the only thing I could possibly think of, like some dude just showing up, blowing the doors off it, and bouncing.
I don't. Yeah, I think that might be the closest because even David Tyree, like he had the one catch, like he didn't have four.
Yeah,
Like he had like the play. Jonas
he
Gray
was a
had
Pro
the
Bowler
game.
in 2006 for being in special teams, but
Yeah, so it's just like nondescript kind of people, but like like Jonas Gray, it's almost like a fever dream. Like
yeah,
it's like, was that even really a thing? Like, did that game
because
happen?
that would be like Terrell Jennings coming in and giving us 38 carries for
Yep.
199 yards and 4 touchdowns. We'd be
Hmm.
like, but we have Henderson and we have Ramondre, and even Ernest Johnson's been getting some carries and he's had a couple of year career. You're like, where does this come from? It's so mind-boggling looking back at it now.
Yeah, I don't think there's been anything quite like that. Like, I mean, you guys have brought up people that are close and like I said, kind of like in the same ballpark. But yeah, that's just crazy, man. Like to
Yeah.
dominate a game like that. And then like, kind of like what was it? He went on like the media circuit, like the magazine stuff, and he kind of got too
Yeah.
big for his britches, basically, right? And Belichick
Yeah.
said, see you later, never heard
Yeah.
from again. Right.
Yeah. He's like, I had to sign off on you getting all those carries. So
Crazy. But yeah,
yeah.
happy Jonas Gray Day to those who celebrate and
Celebrate.
partake. We
Not Colts
do.
fans.
So yeah, definitely not Colts fans. But Colts fans, they have a little bit to celebrate about right now, even though their team's
Yeah.
stumbling a little bit. But yeah, goddamn, what a way to start the podcast. Okay, yeah,
I
Jonas
try.
Gray Day. But
It's great day.
as it threw me all up, I wasn't even expecting that to come up. As I said though, Patriots, they did win. Actually, Al, do you have anything you want to get off your chest before we get into it? Do you have any Jonas Gray like take you want to throw out there?
I think you guys delivered that beautifully. I don't want to ruin what's already, a bow on this topic.
That
So
was all Liam. Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Patriots won again. Victory Mondays. Hopefully next week it'll be Victory Tuesday. But yeah, these Victory Mondays do not get old. Patriots won 26-20. There's definitely a lot to talk about with this game. The outcome is what we all expected, what we all hoped for. There was a slim chance if Joe Burrow played, maybe he could come up with some magic and win. He didn't play. We'll talk about that as well, kind of that aspect of it all. But yeah, just really quick run through the stats. 26-20, like I said, Drake Maye, 22 or 35, 294 touchdown and a pick. He just will never eclipse that 300-yard mark. I think I've kind of, I've conceded the fact that he will never get there. Trevion Henderson, 18 carries, 66 yards, and leading the passing game. Hunter Henry, 7 catches for $115 and a touchdown as well. Yeah, like I said, weird game, sloppy game, a bad game in a lot of different aspects. But my opening take is these are the games that good teams find a way to win. How many times over the years have we seen the Chiefs, just because they've been kind of the team of the last however long, they play like shit. Mahomes might have like 50 yards in the first half. He's got to pick whatever. And then they just pull it out somehow. So that's how I view this game. Nothing in it, and as we'll discuss, nothing makes me worried about my projections long term for this team for this season and beyond. But yeah, just an ugly game. You won. Like I said, my kind of closing statement is you saw a desperate team whose season was essentially on the line against a very, very tired team. That's what you saw. Patriots still pulled it out 26-20, like I said. Kind of opening statement for you guys, and then we'll go from there. Whoever wants to kick it off.
I mean, honestly, a good win, a sloppy win, but you're 10-2. You've won 9 straight. You
Mm-hmm.
haven't lost a game since mid-September. That's pretty damn good.
That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy to think about. But I think the bigger thing we need to talk about is what this team, my opening take, this team needs the bye so badly. It's not even funny anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because going into that Cincinnati game, you played 11 games, 6 left on the schedule going into it. You're like, oh yeah, they lost Milton Williams in the Jets Thursday night game. Okay, cool, whatever. But then everyone just started going down like flies. You had
Crazy.
Jared Wilson. Morgan Moses was out for a little bit. Brandon Schooler, another guy that's been out. And obviously the big one, Will Campbell, leaving the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have all these injuries and now they're piling up, it's like, yeah, I guess you have like the shortest of bye weeks, and put that in air quotes because you have an extra day because you have the Monday night game against the Giants, which we'll talk about
Mm-hmm.
toward the end of the show. But you need to just survive this Giants game, get out of it unscathed. At most one person, and hopefully it's like you'd never wish injury upon anybody. But if anybody's going to get injured, you hope it's not one of your main guys that you need going forward. So you just got to survive the Giants game, man. You have to. If you can survive that, then it's like, okay, you have the bye week. You get 2 weeks to prepare for the Bills at home at Gillette with if the Patriots beat the Giants, the chance to win the division. Like, because they win that game, they have the head-to-head tiebreaker. Buffalo at best would be 8-5, and you'd be 11-2. No, sorry, no, they would be
12-2.
yeah. Patriots would be 12-2, and then at best the Bills would be 9-5, and you have the tiebreaker anyway. So you
Yep.
essentially would win it right there.
Yep.
So
You win the division that day.
if
Yep.
if the Patriots win their next 2 games, they win the division. There's
Mm-hmm.
no debating it anymore. Like mathematically, they win the division.
Yeah. That's a hat and t-shirt game. If they win against the Giants, that Bills game could potentially be a hat and t-shirt game. So yeah, we'll see what happens though. But I mean, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. But yeah, Liam, kind of thoughts on the game. Then we'll go into some details of it.
This is why sports gambling is such a big money maker because no one could have saw the outcome of this goddamn fucking game. Like this was absurd. The Bengals defense, who's just been a turnstile all year, anyone can get all the yards they want against this team, comes in and I don't know if the Patriots played bad football or they played good football, but they looked like a pretty fucking competent defense to me. Just ended up being a knockdown, drag out, one of those classic things that the sports pundits will say, well, the Patriots were just looking ahead to the next week and weren't really worried about the Bengals. It's never the point. That's never what it is. But you watch this game and you're like, all right, that would be the casual person's takeaway from this. It was just brutal. Like coming down to the wire like this had no business doing so.
Mm-mm.
Just a completely unexpected game. I'm psyched to get into the details of it. It was very, very odd.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough, and like that's the thing coming out of it. Where I don't know if and it's like a double edged sword because there were the injuries, but then there's also just the bad play. So it's like, why do you feel bad? I think they both just like kind of like stack on each other, and it feels worse. But I think we'll start with Drake May for kind of a bad reason. He had a very rough first 2 drives. The first drive just kind of just looked inaccurate, looked a little off. And then that second drive, obviously he had the pick six. The Bengals, by the way, are towards the top of the league in interceptions. I think they were third coming into this game. So like the one thing they do well, I guess, is take advantage of quarterbacks' mistakes because they're not turning the ball over. They're not forcing turnovers. They're just, or no, they're getting turnovers. They're not forcing takeaways. Like they're not good enough to do that. But yeah, you have Drake Maye throw that pick six, and all of a sudden, you're down 10 points. And yeah, he did turn it around. I think on what was it? Let me look here. So on those first two drives, the first two drives ended with a punt, 6 plays, punt. Next drive was a 3-and-out. Then he threw the pick. So those first three drives, really bad. But then after that, the second drive of the second quarter, 9-play, 70-yard touchdown drive, 9-play, 67-yard field goal drive, 11-play, 89-yard drive where they turned it over on downs. We'll talk about that. That was the red zone fiasco where the Patriots could not score. They had 8 tries in the red zone, just couldn't do it. Next drive, 8 plays, 49 yards field goal. Next drive, 13, 79 yards field goal. Next drive, 9 plays, 27 yards in the field goal. So the offense did turn it around. In the sense that they were still scoring, which I think I said it. I forget if I was talking to you specifically, Al, or in the group chat. I said, if they could just keep scoring, they'll beat the Bengals. Like no matter how they do it, whether it's touchdowns or field goals, whatever, the road to get there may be bumpy, but they will still score and they will still win. And that's exactly what they did. So just a rough first 3 drives for Drake Maye. To me, I'm kind of interested to see where you guys land on this because we haven't really talked about the game outside of this. For me, this was just like you said, like the team needs the bye week. I think that they've been going, and I think the team was tired. It's not that you're not focused. Like you said, Liam, like, everyone's going to say, oh, they were looking past the Bengals.
Yeah.
No, it's human nature. You have played, what was it? 11 weeks then at that point, 11 weeks of football, of hard football, new football for everybody because it's a new team. This is what happens. Teams stumble. And, like I said, granted, Drake Maye, 294 yards, the second most yards the Bengals have given up to two quarterbacks. So, like, he still performed, had a rough day, pulled himself up by his bootstraps like the team did. Like I told you guys, it was a character win. But for Drake Maye specifically. But for Drake Maye, you guys, just kind of thoughts on his day, just in general, wherever you want to go with it.
It was a roller coaster. It was up and down. You throw a pick six early in the game, you go down 10-0. It's like, all right, this is great. And then the next drive, they go right down the field and hits Hunter Henry on a seam route wide open on the left side, like wide open. Like the 3 of us could have caught that ball and jogged in and we would have been fine. Like it was that open. But at the end of the day, I mean, he almost threw for 300 yards. We talked about it, like 294 exactly. Put the Patriots in positions to score points. Whether it was a touchdown pass, getting down to the 1-yard line in our god-awful goal line offense yesterday. Yesterday was bad. Yesterday was bad. Mm-hmm. But when you have a quarterback like Drake Maye that's playing at the level he's playing at, second or third in MVP odds, because I'm just going to say it, I think Matt Stafford took the MVP in the Sunday night game. I think that's just not even up for debate. I think that's Stafford's to lose at this point. Mm-hmm. But when you have the quarterback, it can make up for a lot of things. It can make up for bad O-line play. It can make up for average receivers. I know we hate to make the comparison, but look what Brady did for all those years with mediocre receivers before he got like Moss and Welker and Julian Edelman and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, look at what he did, and look at what Drake Maye is doing with the receivers that he's given. Now, he's got Stephon Diggs that's been a Pro Bowler, Mac Hollins that's a veteran, Hunter Henry is a tight end that's a veteran. He's got 2 pretty good backs behind him. So he's got pieces. Mm-hmm. But still makes up for a lot. That's what you want in a quarterback. You take that.
Yeah, he did. And I think what Drake Maye did too, and Liam, I'll throw it right to you. What do you see quarterbacks do when they start to, good quarterbacks, when they're kind of out of it a little bit? What do they start doing? They look for their tight ends. They look for their security blankets. That's exactly what Drake Maye did. Like they say it, like what's a young quarterback's best friend? A good running game and a tight end. Because that's where you can, like, tight ends aren't going to take these long developing routes. They're big bodies. Like they're going to be right there in front of you most of the time. You're not going to have, a tight end running a Stephon Diggs type little, dipsy do out route, post or anything like that. They're going to be more of your easier routes to hit. So yeah, Drake May did that. So that was another thing that I noticed. But yeah, Liam, Drake May, how you feeling about him? How are you feeling about him during the game?
I uh I think I texted you guys this was one of the first games that Drake May looked actually human. It was very weird, which is a damn good sign. Like if we're gonna be goddamn 12 games into the season, this is the first time Drake May is showing weakness. That's a good sign to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but it was weird. He put up a ton of yards, but watching the game, I didn't know he put up all those yards. Like I didn't realize until you guys said it in our text thread at the end of the game that he was approaching 300 yards. I think they even mentioned it on the broadcast. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
really? And I kind of hop on it and check it out. Because like there have been plenty of games where he's been throwing it all over the yard. Like I would have expected he would have had more yards in the Buffalo game, or maybe not the Panthers game because that was a weird one. But like the Browns game, I would have expected he had more yards, or any of the other ones that were like kind of a dick kicking, kind of a blowout. But this one, I just I don't know. I don't want to say empty calorie numbers, but they snuck up on you. It was a quiet 294 yards or whatever it was. But like he looked fine. He like the pick was terrible, but every quarterback's thrown a bad pick. I've seen Drew Brees throw a bad pick. That totally
Mm-hmm.
happens. Um, Obviously you'd like it not to happen, but this was a remarkably okay Drake May performance. Like he didn't blow you the game. At the end of it, you're not like, Jesus Christ, I just wish he didn't do this or that was so fucking bad. Like you might say that about the pick, but everything else was pretty all right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's exactly it. It's like he made the plays that needed to be made to win. Like once it started to come down to it. And I think the reason it might feel a little like empty calorie, Liam, is because they didn't score touchdowns on some of these drives. If they
Yes.
ended maybe two of these drives with a touchdown, maybe a passing touchdown, Drake May finishes with probably just over 300, three touchdowns, and you win by multiple scores, and you feel completely different about the game. And this, I think, goes into, Al, what you said, the red zone offense. If the red zone offense was better, and then like even if you take away the passing touchdown, say they just scored, you put whatever, Stevenson, Henderson back there, whatever, you run up the middle, get a touchdown. Like you look at this game differently, obviously. But that
Right.
red zone offense, that one drive, they had 8 plays in goal to go sequences, because they had your first 4 downs. They went for it on 4th down. They got a whole new set of downs because of a pass interference call on I forget who it was on the Bengals, but they held booty on a quick little out route or whatever, in and out. They had another 4 tries and they still couldn't get it in. They tried the tush push, they tried runs, they tried passes at times, and they just couldn't do it. Now, I think the red zone, their red zone defense, I think might be a little overblown, but their red zone offense, this is going to be an issue, because once you said, Al, you say it probably like once every week. When you start playing better teams, playoff teams, you need to be able to run the ball more. I will say, I think if Kairos Tonga didn't get hurt, I think they score one of those red zone drives, because him as fullback, he is a beast at fullback. He opens up a
Yeah.
hole. Like I watched one play. I forget if it was the 4th down play, maybe a 3rd down play down there, but Westover, props to him, but he's just learning how to be a fullback. He can't open up a hole like Tonga can, strictly just because Tonga is a bigger body. Like you could see Stevenson ran right into him, and like if that's Tonga, maybe the hole's there. Whatever. Not making excuses. Horrible red zone offense. I think that is, you want to look at a real negative coming out of the game, other than the injuries. But if you're looking at like negative play, that's what I come out of this looking for. Like, I'm not worried about Maye. Receivers are fine. Running backs are going to get theirs. Offensive line blocked well. Again, we'll talk about injuries. Like, pass rush is what it is. Like, it was fine when it needed to be. But the defenders, everybody defended well. Everything was good. Red zone offense. How, scale of 1 to 10, or is the panic button out? Where are you guys at with the red zone offense? Because for me, I'm at like a 6.5, maybe even, we'll call it a 7 for red zone offense right now, being worried. Where do you guys land on that?
Yeah, I would go around like an 8, because you need to score. Period. when you get down to the 20-yard line or close to the goal, like you said, you have to score. You got to get touchdowns. What was the thing that Mike Vrabel said to Drake May in training camp? You guys didn't score enough touchdowns last year. How many did you score? Drake May, I don't know. Vrabel, not enough. That was the
Mhm.
answer. And you know what? It's true. They didn't score enough touchdowns last year. This year, they're doing a better job and they are scoring more touchdowns.
Mhm.
But again, and I'm going to repeat myself, and I don't care how tedious it is, when you play the Chiefs and you play the Ravens and you play the Bills and you play, the Colts, the Broncos, whoever, you are going to have to put up points. So when you get your opportunities, you have to go down there and you have to get them. My opinion, when you're goal to go, like, you know, from the 7-yard line inward, go Drake May out of the gun. Simple. Drake May out of shotgun. If the passing play, great. You find an open receiver. If not, let Drake take off and get in the end zone. I mean, defenses will have to plan for either or, so something will be open. So that's I think one solution to it. But point being, score touchdowns in the red zone. And by the way, your red zone defense, not to be a doom and gloom, but it's one of the worst in the league. It's like
Mhm.
fourth worst in the league or something like that. So if you're going to give up touchdowns, you better damn well score them.
I think they have the worst red zone defense and worst red zone offense currently right now. And I just want to tell you because I have the actual sequence, like the actual plays on that missed opportunity there. Just since you did bring up Drake May being in the shotgun, so once they got first and goal, first play shotgun pass incomplete. Second play 4-yard pass. So they're down second goal at the 1. Next play, incomplete pass. Next one, incomplete pass. That was the holding, got a whole new set of downs. So for everybody saying, this isn't necessarily to you, but for everybody nitpicking, Josh McDaniels, all he does is run, pass at the goal line. He did the complete opposite of that the first time. So maybe that's why he did it more the second time. Like, just people don't think, you become a prisoner of the moment, which is fine. We all do. But so they did what you wanted to do, Al, except they didn't do the play action rollout. What's the play
Right.
we always see? Play action, roll out. The tight end goes out with you. You either throw it to him or you run it in. It works 99% of the time. Patriots refuse to do it. But then after that, what they do, first and goal again, after the holding call, a run for 0 yards. Then they got 10-yard penalty. Then they had a 10-yard pass. This was the little shuffle pass to Hunter Henry that looked like Mahomes to Travis Kelce, that type of thing. Then they went run, didn't get the touchdown. So, yeah, definitely like that second sequencing of play calling left a little bit to be desired. But yeah, they have to clean it up, Liam. But their red zone offense, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the worst in the league. I'll double check it, but how are you? What's your worry level right now going into the rest of the year in the playoffs with that?
I'd be very surprised if we're the worst on both fronts. That seems like news to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, I think my answer would lie somewhere in between the two of you guys. Is I understand Al's urgency on this matter because it looked really bad in this game. Like it just came down to it a handful of times, and you were like, "Damn, we just can't seem to do this." I can't help but think this is kind of the outlier there. Like, is there another game that maybe I'm missing in my memory bank that it came down to the goal line and we were just flummoxed like we were in this game?
Did it? Why do I feel like Atlanta there was like a little bit of that? I could be wrong, but it felt like there was
Um,
maybe one possession where like they were maybe not even goal to go, but they were at like the 12 and they couldn't really like, you know, cash it in. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. I thought there was one other game where there was a little bit of that. And it
I'd
was,
have to go back and look, but that's exactly my
I
thing.
can't
Like,
think of
I
one.
just
The
couldn't
17th,
hammer
by the
one
way.
point down.
17th in
Okay,
the league.
yeah.
So I was off there,
See,
but they are worse
yeah,
red zone defense though. So
yeah.
okay.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
like
No,
I
I
guess
can't
I
think of
can
a
see
game either.
that. Yeah, but I think in this circumstance, it's just on the forefront after this past game.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
everyone's like, "Oh my God, we're fucking terrible. We've been terrible all season long." It's like, I don't know if that's the case because we've scored a lot of points.
Mhm.
We've blown out a ton of teams. Were they bad? Yes, but whether we're scoring from a Keyshawn Booty deep pass or a run on the goal line, we're putting up a lot of points and. I don't care if you're scoring from 50 yards out or 50 inches out, as long as we're scoring, and we seem to have had almost no problem scoring the ball this season. So I'm not super worried about it. Would you say, Mike, a 6?
I pushed it up to a 7. But I mean,
Okay.
that's just kind of
And
it may just be because it's
Al
on the
gave
forefront.
himself a 8.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go in the middle at a 7.5. Like, it's definitely something to be concerned about. I might even actually swing that maybe over to a 6. No, I'll stick with a 7.5. Like, obviously, I'd like it to be better. And with this team playing so well, like, we obviously need to complain about something. We're 10-2. Like,
Yeah.
there's there's not a whole lot
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot to fucking say here. Like, we
Hmm.
keep winning. So it's like, we're winning, but we're just not winning pretty enough. Like the 2018 Chiefs, they won every game by 50 points. If we could just be a little closer to that, that would be great. Um
How that
yeah,
season
so
end.
yeah,
Yep.
they won this. No,
2018, they
they,
lost. That
yeah,
was when the
you're right, they
Patriots.
Yeah,
did.
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
was the
yeah, yeah.
Patriots
Patriots
era.
So
bounced
that
them.
was
Yep.
Mahomes. Yeah, yeah. Mm,
Yeah, but no, you're right.
good, fuck them. But like, yeah, um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm worried about it, but I'm not super. Like, I don't think we have a problem scoring points. I just think we got by the Bengals
Hmm.
defense. It's like just not what you were expecting at all. We still came out on top. It's like, did you guys ever hear that story about Lou Williams in Philly?
No,
Maybe.
fill
So,
me
do
in.
you know who Lou Williams is, Mike?
Yeah,
It's the greatest six man
yeah,
of
I
all
know
time.
basketball.
The
Come on.
yeah, he had two girlfriends at the same time, and they knew about each other. The guy can do no wrong. So he's at an ATM in Philly late at night, getting some money to go to the strippy, and feels a gun press against his back, and some guy goes, take all the money out of you that ATM will allow and give it to me. And Lou Williams goes, yep, okay. So Lou Williams still facing the ATM, takes all the money the ATM allows, turns around, hands it to the robber. And the robber goes, oh my God, you're Lou Williams. I'm so sorry. Keep the money. I'm actually going to McDonald's. Can I buy you McDonald's? And Lou Williams was like, yeah, totally. So him and this robber went to McDonald's. And that is what happened in this Bengals game. We got robbed at gunpoint. We weren't expecting it. It got a little dicey. We were like, oh,
Hmm.
fuck, that's definitely a gun. Yep, all right, I'll just give you the money. And then
Yep.
we ended up coming out of it unscathed, which was nice. But it scared us for a moment, kind of the scared straight program, and that's what we got here. So I don't
Hmm.
think we need to overreact. I don't think that means you shouldn't go to an ATM in Philly in the middle of the night. It's the city of brotherly love. It's full of very kind people. So I don't want to overcorrect here.
Yeah, I think like the big thing is like you've said, the Patriots have been scoring, whether it's deep plays, whatever, or like big plays, whatever it happens to be. It's just I feel like the worry that's creeping up with some people is, well, what happens when you can't get those big plays? What happens if you do get stuck in the red zone? Can you score then? And like I understand that worry. And that's probably why I'm at a 7. But then, like, if you sit here and think about it, it's like, this is really the only game where you've seen that be like such a glaring thing. And like I
Yeah.
said, I think it's because the Bengals came out and they said, we have to play our best game to try to beat the Patriots and keep our season alive. And the Patriots were coming in here saying, fuck, it's human nature. Everybody's ready, but you're like, we got this game, one more, and then we get the bye week. Let's just survive these 2 games. Hopefully we can win. Like, that's why Vrabel says it's tough to win in this league. It's tough to win consistently too. And the Patriots have done it better than any team right now because they're on a 9-game winning streak. No other team is on a 9-game winning streak right now. The Broncos had an off week. I mean, had a bye week. So I think it's just like, oh, well, what happens when the Patriots can't, connect on these big, deep passes or whatever? Why I think it's not a hamstringing kind of, issue is because I think the Patriots will be able to do that moving forward, no matter who they're playing. I think they just came into just a weird. This was the game that we say coming into the year. We always say, oh, the Patriots are going to lose some game where we don't expect them to lose. This would have been that game, but
Mhm.
it's just the football gods. I said it in the video I posted on Twitter last week. The football gods are giving Patriots fans good karma right now. We've had years and years and at least 3 of just bad teams, and I think that the football gods know Patriots fans deserve better. And I think that's what they're doing right now. We're not Arizona fans, we're not Jets fans. Like we deserve like a really good team. And I think football karma came back around to help the Patriots this season. But definitely need to connect more on these red zone offenses. Like I said, I think it will help when you have Tonga back, and he's someone who got hurt, and we'll talk about injuries in a second. But because him at fullback definitely does help a little bit. But either way, even without him, you got to figure out a way to score. You have 8 chances in goal to go situation, and you can't push it across. Like, come on, man, do that fake tush push thing they did weeks ago with Henderson. Like, do it where you're doing that.
Yeah.
Do a little handoff. Like, what's the worst
up.
that's going to happen? You're going to get stopped. You're getting stopped anyways. Like, I don't know. This kind of leads me to my kind of like 1B part of this. You guys think Josh McDaniels is getting too much shit for this game? He's had a great season. I think offensive coordinator is kind of like your left tackle or your corner, where it's like you can have a great however many plays, however many games, but if you have one bad game or one bad play, all of a sudden you suck. I think that's what's happening with McDaniels right now. Not people aren't saying he sucks, but I think he's getting overly criticized. Where do you guys land on that?
Oh no, I think people are saying he sucks, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
They
A
want
little
to fit
bit.
it. They want to fit it into their narrative, and it's like if Josh McDaniels was the head coach right now with the New England Patriots, absolutely bash it, and keep bashing it because he's not a good head coach. He's proven he is a great offensive mind. He is a really, really good offensive coordinator. That's all we need him to do. Run the offense, put points on the board, and that's it. Okay, yesterday you had a rough day. You scored 19 points. I'm not counting the Marcus Jones pick six. You scored 19 points as a team. Like, it is what it is. But guess what? There were some other games where you put up, let's see, 28, 26, 34,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So that's the problem I have, is that they're still putting up points. Like, I'm looking at the Patriots schedule right now. Last games, 26, 27, 28, 24, 32, 31. You want to know what their lowest amount of points has been this year?
What?
13. You want to know when that happened? Week 1 against the Raiders.
No shit.
They
That's
also
awesome.
they also, by the way, their second lowest point total, 14 points. You want to know when that happened? Week 3 against the Steelers. So
It's honestly incredible too as the season goes on. That Raiders loss gets more and more infuriating.
it does.
It really
but,
does, dude.
But
Yeah.
guess what?
If it wasn't week 1, I'd be absolutely beside myself.
Oh, week 1, like if we were playing the Raiders now, it would be not even close. It would be at least a 3-score game, no doubt about it. But
To go to your point,
regardless,
though, with the points real quick, just because you did bring that up, WEI tweeted this out earlier today. The Patriots are the second team in NFL history to win 9 consecutive games with at least 23 points and allowing 23 or fewer points. So that's since the 1961 Oilers. So it goes to your point where they've been scoring. So
right, and they're going to continue to score because, Mike, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Again, we're going to preview the Giants game in a little bit, not to give too much away, but the Giants defense really isn't that good either.
no,
Like they have a little bit of a pass rush with Brian Burns. Okay, fine. And I know Abdul Carter, like he's slowly kind of, whatever, but their defense again isn't that great. So you can put up points again this week.
Mm-hmm.
They just fired their defense coordinator. Their defense
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, their defense is going to be better. He's awful.
I don't know. I feel like people think we're going to get the new coach bump, and that just doesn't happen this year.
No,
I think
I
new
totally
coaches are 0-7 when they've had new.
I hate the Giants, but I can see that new coach bump coming. This guy, I think it's Shane Bowen is his name, their fucking defensive coordinator. It's the most blasphemous thing possible. I was actually watching the game. My buddy who's a Giants fan. For that opening drive in overtime, the defense coordinator took Dexter Lawrence, the Giants' best defensive lineman, out. And my buddy's losing his mind. He's like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they doing this? Why is he leaving the field? And I'm like, oh, dude, this is classic. This is a classic strategy. It's like, I'm going to take my best player off the field. They're never going to see this coming. And then on the first play of overtime, they run for a 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
On
right.
paper, it seemed like a layup. I was like, he's trying a bold strategy here.
I
Let's
see
see if it
it.
pays off for him. And it absolutely didn't. I was like, okay, that's the most Giants thing I've ever seen. The guy was just completely incompetent. There's no way whoever's the interim defensive coordinator could fuck up that bad. I really do think the Giants are going to be a scrappy team. I made a joke. I texted all my Giants friends. It was like John Mara's gonna petition for NFL games to be 3 quarters next season.
Right.
Because like they're in
It'll be
every game
scrappy.
against
Yep.
really good teams. They're in every game for 3 quarters and then they blow it. But
Mhm. Yeah, and I think, and like I said, we'll talk about it, but I do think it'll be another scrappy game for multiple reasons, and we'll touch on that before we get out of here. But um, yeah, it was iffy play calling, but listen, you did enough to get out of there with a win. That's really all that matters. If all these games were played on paper, like the Patriots would have won by 40, like the Colts would have beat the
yeah,
Chiefs, like all these
yeah.
games, so like the game, like you still have to snap the ball, you still have to drop the puck, like you still got to go in there. Al, I saw someone give an analogy about Drake May. And Liam, not that you're completely, numb to these comparisons or whatever, but Al, people compared it to like an ace who like it takes you like an inning to get going to kind of settle into the
I
game.
am numb to these comparisons.
Yeah, where like maybe you might give up. I mean, shit, we saw it with Crochet. Maybe you give up an opening in, a first inning home run, something
Right.
like you give up 2 runs in the first, and then you throw six scoreless with like eight Ks or something. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Makes
That's kind
sense.
of what it seems like with Drake May. And not to go back on Drake May because we don't need to, but I forgot to bring that up before.
I couldn't
But
help but notice you also had a wrestling comparison on your Instagram story as well. Do you want to dive
yes,
into that for all the virgins of the podcast as
I
well?
I will definitely, of which there are many, of which there are myself included.
Yeah,
Hand up, V
totally. I
card still there.
represent the few, the
Um,
proud.
but yeah, the few, the proud, the virgins. But
Yeah.
I saw it was actually last week when it happened. A professional wrestler, Jesus, Seth Rollins. They had him on, I forget what ESPN show, and they were basically asking him to compare, players to wrestlers, right? And he said that Drake May is like Randy Orton. And I thought that was perfect because I don't know if you guys know Randy Orton. His dad was in wrestling. He had his whole family lineage is in wrestling. Great wrestling family. Drake May,
Respectable.
good football family, good family around him, right? But the thing with Randy Orton is that he is just so smooth with everything. He's one of the greatest of all time, but he almost looks lazy doing it because he is so good. Think of Randy Moss running. Randy Moss looks like he was running so slow, but he was just so good at it. He just would prance past everybody.
Yeah.
That's why you compare these two guys. They're going to have long careers. They're great. They're physical specimens. They're tough. They do take hits like actual real injuries, but they bounce back quicker than normal. Just it's one of those guys where you're like, oh yeah, no, we'll throw Randy in a quick 25-minute match. We don't have to worry. No one's going to get hurt. It's going to be a good match. He'll win, whatever. This is how people see or should see Drake May, where it's like, yeah, we don't have to worry about him. He might have a bad, throw a bad thing here and there, but he'll come out on top. Not obviously wrestling is scripted. We're talking about just like
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say.
layout of the match where it's like he's a good hand. That's what people call him. Where he's not going to hurt anybody. Everything's going to go how you want. Like there might be some sort of mess up in the ring, but he'll quickly recover from it or whatever. That's how people see Drake May. So in case you were wondering, that's talking graps with Mike. That's what that was. So, any before we get into the injuries, did you guys have anything else? Actually, I did want to talk about one specific person, but did you guys have any other points from the game you wanted to talk about other than the injuries?
Real quick, we bashed him last week, but shout out
This was my
Carlton
guy.
Davis.
Yeah,
Shout him out.
I gotta say,
Yep,
I'll eat that one.
Especially
three
that
pass
last drive,
breakups,
too.
three
Yeah.
pass breakups on that drive, dude.
100%. And that one, like the far opposing hand
Ooh,
extend, nasty,
it.
nasty work. I will absolutely eat that one. I looked foolish. I went on a tirade.
We all did.
Not completely undeserving, but
Mm-mm.
perhaps an overreaction. Like, dude, probably a loyal follower of the show, went out there and gave it his all. And like to do that against Joe Flacco in the clutch is no light work.
No.
Yeah, because Flacco is good. I mean, we said it. Like Flacco is old; he's getting up there, but he can still pull out a good game here and there.
Yeah.
Al, I'm sure you saw it. Liam, did you see what Carlton Davis's quote after the game?
Yeah.
He basically said, remember, they called a DPI on him, and it was kind of like maybe not ticky tacky, but
Yeah.
whatever. He was pissed about it, and he said that pissed him the fuck off, like his words. So that made him lock in somehow, like even more. And he's like, he just kind of said like that's kind of, like it lit a fire under him. And that's
No
the kind of
shit.
shit you want. You know, I mean, obviously he's still playing the best he can every down. But if you've ever
Yeah.
played sports, you know, you get like that something. It's almost like I don't know, like you get like the extra little oomph of adrenaline or something when someone talks shit or like you
Yeah.
have a bad call called against you or something. So yeah,
It's a
Carlton
shame he
Davis.
couldn't get that same amp from getting toasted by 3 touchdowns by Drake London, but a defensive pass interference, I guess that would piss me off as well.
Yeah, Drake London, he had a great game. Christian Gonzalez, though, probably his worst game this year.
Oh my
Three
God,
targets,
dude.
3 catches. Didn't give up a ton of yards, but just not
Hensley got him, right?
not a great. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, like of all people, the first touchdown he gives up is to Tinsley, the Tin Man.
Who's a baller.
Get out of here. Yeah. Speaking of the Tin Man, you guys have not. If you guys have not seen Wicked 2 or Wicked for Good, go see it. Awesome. It's sad and dreary as fuck, but go see it. That's all I'm gonna say. I brought up Tin Man because he makes an appearance real quick because it's the Wizard of Oz story. But I can't talk about wrestling and Wicked.
That.
I can't be that much of like a little beta boy on this. But
I'm gonna go see Running Man.
men.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Running Man. Yeah.
I heard it was good.
I'm quite psyched. I'm a huge Glenn Powell guy.
Speaking of wrestling, it's on right now, so I might end up watching that afterwards. Netflix, Monday Night Raw.
Straight about that.
You like it raw? Get on Netflix. But yeah, Gonzalez an iffy game, but still Carlton Davis though. Props to him. These are the games you bring him in for. These are the plays I've been saying the last couple of weeks where I was waiting for that Carlton Davis game where he was going to win you a game. He won you this game at the end. I mean, granted, like I'm sure if he didn't make those plays, the Patriots probably still would have won. But we're talking about how the game unfolded. He had some huge pass breakups. So props to him. That was what I was going to mention. Since we're talking about DBs, Marcus Jones, he's a captain for a reason. Holy shit! Did he read Joe Flacco's eyes the entire time? It was
so bad. Read him like a book, like a fucking newspaper.
So bad that Flacco didn't even try to run after he threw the pick.
Yeah, dude, that was so funny when they like pan to Joe, who just like turns around. And you see Marcus Jones running through the background,
sprinting by him.
Yeah, he's like,
he wasn't gonna catch him, but still,
no. And that's what my dad said. I was like, "What the hell, Flacco? Go after him!" And my dad goes,
"Nah,
really?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm just talking to the TV."
I said it too. I was like, I think it's kind of funny that he just kind of said, "Fuck this." Like,
yeah.
Go. Dude runs like a 4.3 40.
Yeah,
I run like a 5.2.
Joe Flacco's like, he's their punt returner. I'm good.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Honestly, his year's been unbelievable. Like,
dude, that
they made him a captain, and like he was sick his first 2 years. Like, let's not get it twisted. Belichick knew how to use him, but like this year, it's like you make him a captain. He's like, all right, I'm going to give you everything now.
Yeah, he understood the assignment coming into the year, as the kids say. He great. Good game for him. He tried to pick a ball at the end, didn't get it, but still, whatever. We won. Another thing, Jelani Tavai was out, personal reasons, I guess. No one's saying what it is, but did you guys notice? I didn't see it on the broadcast. I didn't see it till afterwards when Hunter Henry scored his touchdown. He ran to the camera, yelled, "Yeah, whatever." And he was like, "This is for you, Jelani." So like and they said that, the team FaceTimed him before the game, after the game, like in the way they're talking about it. Like, I'm curious what it's going to be something sad. Like, I don't know what his situation is, family life or anything, but I'm hoping it's nothing like that, or maybe nothing with him personally. But the way the players and everybody is talking about it, like they're like, I think Diggs said, we're sending prayers to him or whatever. So I wonder what's going on with him. But yeah, he was out too. Just another player that wasn't there that impacts the game. Like, he's a tackling machine too, when he plays his position, not when he's asked to do too much like he was last year. But yeah, just kind of wanted to bring that up. I don't know if you guys caught Hunter Henry yelling into the camera during the game.
No.
Saw it after. Saw it on Twitter. Yeah, but
yeah.
No, I didn't see this at all.
I don't know if it was even one of the things where you saw it like real time or if it was like the NFL films dropped the clip or something, I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. Definitely going to monitor that situation, see if he comes back or when he does come back. I'm assuming he will. But yeah, I think that's really all on field play stuff that I wanted to talk about. Did you guys have anything else before we get into the injuries? Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the injuries. So we know coming into the game, Milton Williams out until after the Ravens game, at least. He's on the IR. That's 4 weeks. And I don't know what it was about this field. Everybody started dropping like flies. Al, you said it. You had the same, but it wasn't just Patriots players. You had Bengals players. You had Morgan Moses, who went out with an illness, which I think he shit his pants. Like, if we're like, and I'm not even trying to like joke. Like, I think I don't know if he has some sort of stomach bug. He might have shit his pants, or like, I didn't even bring that up. I just said, oh, I bet he had to go shit. And Nicole was watching the game with me. She was like, I bet he shit his pants on the field. And I was like, he probably did, because he was on one knee. He wasn't like grabbing anything, but he was talking to a trainer and then immediately went to the locker room. He was probably talking to the trainer like, dude, we got white pants on. I need you to run with me, like run behind me, maybe. And like, just go. And then like, he came back a few plays later, I think like the next drive or whatever it was. So I think that's what it was with him. I don't know. Maybe he got hit so hard he shit himself. I don't know what it was. But either way, Morgan Moses went out for a little bit and came back. Jeremiah Farms went out. I forget if he came back or not. I don't think he did. Jeremiah Farms was out. The Jared Wilson, like you mentioned before, out of the game. Brendan Schooler, out of the game. The big one, Will Campbell, out. When I saw that there was another lineman down, I was looking and I was like, please don't tell me that's a fucking 66. Please don't tell me that's him. And he was down the way that I think it was Matt Collins was next to him and was like touching his foot and praying. I was like, oh, the dude snapped his leg off. Like, I was expecting to see one of those like gruesome replays. And the fact that we didn't see any, I was like, oh yeah, he snapped his whole leg off. But he didn't. So I guess kind of before we get into kind of what we know now of the injuries coming out of the game, like regardless of how the Patriots played, to keep that in its own bucket with these injuries, like just thoughts on the injuries, guys. Like, what do you think? When you came out of the game, how did you feel? Did it impact anything? How you felt moving forward? But just seeing those guys go down, how did you feel?
Like everything was going great. You're on the roller coaster and you're building the suspense. It's going up and up and up and everything's fun. And all of a sudden, then you just crash down and you just go, wee. Everything just kind of just went downhill.
Almost felt like it went backwards. Like, it's just like the brakes went off.
Right. Because we talk about how bad this line was last year, where it was just unwatchable. It wasn't even borderline unwatchable. It was just unwatchable, period. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, they've been better this year. Statistics will say they're not that much better, but they're better in the sense of it's watchable. They're giving Drake Maye a little bit more time to throw than did last year, and it's going to improve with the young players. That's just bound to happen.
Yeah.
Having said that, it's just, I don't know, man.
It's rough.
Everything was great, and then Will Campbell goes down. It's like in The Lion King when Simba went down, and then it's like get up, and obviously, and we know
high ankle sprain when Simba got that high ankle sprain.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, it was Mufasa. Get your
Mufasa. Sorry, Mufasa.
Mufasa went down. Simba's the kid. Come on.
I thought Mufasa was the bad guy.
No, that's Scar.
Yeah, that's
Scar. God.
Yeah.
Culture.
My bad.
Get some culture.
I'm sorry. I don't live next to fucking Disney World. Shut up.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
Yeah, no, but
I do not recommend.
But yeah, when Mufasa goes down and then Simba's trying to be like, come on, like, get up. Again, we know Will Campbell's not dead. We know that, guys. Like, relax. But when he's down, it's like this is significant. This is significant because Will Campbell was the number 4 overall pick for a reason. He was the first lineman off the board for a reason. He was brought in to basically restructure your offensive line, and he was doing that. And now it's like we're waiting for, the diagnosis. Like, okay, was it an ACL? Was it an MCL? Is it a sprain? Is it a fracture? Is it a clean break? What is it? Now we find out it's a sprain. It's like, okay, that's good case. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it the ACL or MCL. Okay, it's the MCL. Okay, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing for like Jared Wilson with his, with the high ankle sprain and everything. You need to get these guys healthy. You can beat the Giants without them. And I'm just going to say this right now. I better not see on next week's snap count Vidarian Lowe playing over 50% of the snaps. I better not see it. It's
You're
going to
about to,
happen.
buddy. You're about to.
And I'm going to hate my life. And I don't know if you
Mhm.
guys noticed this, but when Vidarian Lowe came in, it was like the second play from scrimmage. They literally rushed 5. Vidarian Lowe gets his guy, and there's somebody on his left that's just like, oh, this is easy.
Right
That's
by
the
him.
Drake Knight.
Sack.
And I'm like, here we go again. Like, why not just start the rookie Marcus Bryant out of Missouri?
Yeah.
He played left and
Yeah.
right tackle. I mean, you started 2 rookies anyway. Like, the right side of the line is solidified.
Mhm.
Bradbury's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Brown for like a game or 2, I can deal with him being at left guard.
Big
That's
Ben
fine.
Brown guy. I like Ben Brown for a couple games.
I can't
I'm cool.
imagine why.
Just a couple.
Do not, like, if you want to win the football game, you don't have, you start Bryant and you sub in Vidarian Lowe. But
Yeah.
Dude, he's going to be going against Brian Burns, who was the sack leader next
Yeah.
week. Like, dude, you got to, and to what you said, Vrabel did say today that they haven't solidified if it's going to be Lowe or Marcus Bryant yet. I think you can get away with it for a game. It's not going to look pretty, but I'm saying, like, I think you can. But the thing is, with Will Campbell, it's going to be more than a game. Hopefully it's Marcus Bryant. But yeah, Liam, though, injuries, everything. Obviously, Will Campbell was the big one, but how'd you feel coming out of it?
Do you think Drake May is seeing what Al's seeing on that play where Drake May is like, fucking A again, Vidarian? Like,
Probably,
we're not gonna
but he's
we're
too
not gonna
nice
do
I don't
this
even think he
again.
has time to say that or think it.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, oh. I think
Yeah.
it's
It was like Hike took
Or-
the ball 3
Or
snap
like
drop right
when
there.
Vidarian's running onto the field, do you think he's like, shit?
It's like, Liam, you
Yep.
won't get this because, again, we're doing the baseball references.
Yep.
Mike, you know what I'm talking about. The Phillies, it's the catcher and the pitcher's coming out of the bullpen, and the catcher just drops his face and just goes.
Liam, you
As the
have to
pitcher's
see it.
running
In
out.
fact, I'll while we're talking, I'll send it to you. Like literally, it's they're doing a pitching change, and like they show the relief pitcher coming out of the bullpen, and then they show the catcher, and the catcher goes, rolls his eyes. Like, you can see, and like that's, I'm sure, what like everybody did to their TV when they saw number 59 running on the field.
Or I guess like what my mind jumps to is like LeBron in the 2014 finals when Kawhi Leonard checks
Kawhi
in the
comes
game.
back in.
Yep.
He's like,
yeah.
shit. He's like, oh. You just see him like, fuck. Yeah. That's probably, yeah. But like overall, like, yeah, I'm fucking worried about that. Brian Burns would be now Defensive Player of the Year runner-up because Myles Garrett's definitely going to break that fucking sack record. He's actually going to annihilate that sack record.
He's 5 away, I think, right? That's
yeah,
it?
5 in 7 games, is it?
Yeah, dude.
He's gonna fucking annihilate that. He might get 5 next game, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh no, how high is he gonna go?" But yeah, so like Brian Burns has been playing like a monster. If that team wasn't completely ass, you'd probably hear a whole lot more about him. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fucking ugly. Like I was talking about how the Giants are gonna be scrappy earlier. I'm certainly worried about that. I think we're gonna have to do a lot of runs to the right side and up the middle.
And if you're gonna have any running plays go to the left side, you're probably gonna have Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper and Jack Westover as like help, essentially, like double teaming.
Which telegraphs your runs, and it's gonna like that just doesn't make for good football. It's handicap football.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, they'll still be able to run to the right. Like, I mean, if you're running behind Moses and Owenu, that's a great tandem to run behind.
Yeah, this guy looks pissed.
Yeah, I sent the gift. Yeah, he's literally looking out there, shaking his head, rolling his eyes, like, no. Oh God, please not Vidarian Lowe. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But so with Will Campbell. So like you said, Al, it's an MCL sprain. So it's not considered season ending. That's what Vrabel said, or he doesn't anticipate it to be, but it's definitely going to be multiple weeks. So I would assume maybe the Ravens game, he'll be back. You know, he's definitely not playing against the Giants. You have the bye week, which is sweet. And who knows? Maybe, Will Campbell's young. Maybe he can handle the pain. Maybe he heals a little bit quicker. Maybe he comes back for the Bills game. But I would probably say the Ravens game, that's kind of where I would assume he might pop back up again. We don't know. Might be longer, might be shorter. But the good news is he will be back this year. So that one alone made it so like, okay, I'm not worried about like the season moving forward. If Will Campbell's out for the year, that's where you're like, fuck, that's a left tackle. Like you said, he's been playing so well. His line mate next to him, Jared Wilson, was seen in a walking boot, as was Brendan Schooler. With Wilson, they said it's a week to week thing. So it's just a high ankle sprain. Well, I say just high ankle sprains are kind of finicky like that, but it is week to week. So he could be back anytime. Vrabel said we'll see how he responds in practice. So he expects Wilson to at least give it a go in practice. We haven't seen anything on anybody else really. As far as I've seen, I'm interested to see what's going on with Brendan Schooler. He also was in a walking boot, and I think Maddie said it in the group chat. One of the things about being in a walking boot is it's not as bad as it seems, because like they're basically saying that like, you can walk around. Yeah, it's but yeah, but the walking boot. So yeah, hopefully they're back sooner rather than later. But it doesn't seem like anybody that got hurt is out for any extended period of time, which is great. Also, by the way, it wasn't Farms, it was Kairos Tonga. I don't know why I keep saying Farms.
Yeah, I don't know why you did either. I thought
Tonga is the guy that got hurt. I just realized that because I was like, oh, fullback. It was never Farms. I haven't seen anything about Kairos Tonga either. I think that's good news. Because I think it's kind of like hey, you might miss this game. I think, to be honest, if you got to rest all these guys for this Giants game, just do it. Like if it means like, I think you can win without them. It's not like Maye is hurt, or it's not like Diggs or Hunter Henry. That'd be a big one. Like, you know what I mean? And you're also
just
playing
our offensive line.
That's all, man. Yeah, not a big deal.
Which, like, we saw Drake May last year without an offensive line. He did fine.
Dude, just run to the right. Right side's fine. Yeah. Just right do everything to the right. Roll out to the right.
Heaven forbid,
run to the right.
Morgan Moses shits himself again, then you run up the middle.
Well, I mean, at that point, then I don't know. Maybe you throw the ball in the stands, and like I don't know if you guys have seen The Office, but it's when Dwight's trying to stall for Jim and Pam at the hospital. He kicks the soccer ball into the woods. He goes, "Oh, I'll get it," and walks very slow into the woods. Maybe Mike Vrabel does that. He hides all the footballs and says, "Who could have done this?" And then Moses comes out from the bathroom. But like the injuries, I think, are a big reason, or I hope that's really the reason why a lot of fans are a little bit kind of, you're treating this win like a loss. I would say to that, now that we know that none of these are season ending, or none of these are expected to be season ending, guys, the Patriots are the number one team in the AFC right now.
Yeah.
They have a stranglehold on that. If they win the game, regardless of what anybody does, if they win the games they're supposed to win, they will get the number one seed, because the Chiefs have a tough schedule. The Broncos can drop a game here and there, and guess what? You're still a game above them. So if you just stay on pace, maybe they drop one, whatever it happens to be. If they drop the correct game, maybe it's a conference one.
Josh Allen has an affinity for throwing picks.
Exactly. Like you are going to be like you should be the number one seed. You're going to win the AFC East. Like, let's just spoil that right now.
Yeah.
Like, unless something crazy happens, you should win. Like you said, Al, if they beat the Giants, that Bills game is for the AFC East. Not like if the Patriots lose, the Bills win it, because that's not what it is. But the Patriots can lock up the AFC East winning their next two games. That's all they have to do. Then you can lose every game from here on out. And the worst you can fall is to the 4 seed. So, which that's not going to happen, because you're not going to lose to the Dolphins or the Jets. So odds are, guys, the Patriots are going to win 13 games this year, which is fucking nuts.
That is insane.
Because actually, real quick, you guys have anything else on the Bengals game?
No.
Crazy game. Yeah, just this is why you play the game. Props to the Bengals. You fought. You had the best game you've had all year. Still couldn't do it. So, I'll be pulling for you on Thanksgiving. So against the Ravens.
I guess I do have a point. And instead of doing it at the end, we could do it now and just kind of get it out of the way before we get into the other stuff. But watching the game on Sunday, um, got me thinking about not football per se, more of a person. So I wanted to talk about Joe Burrow here quickly.
Okay.
Um, I wrote this up last night and did some research on my own. I just have like this little blurb that I have here. But I guess we can start with Joe Burrow's injury history. Year one, awesome rookie season until he tears his ACL, MCL, and PCL, and that absolutely gruesome knee injury
All the
against the
L's.
Redskins.
All of them.
All of them just destroyed. And I remember seeing that and being crushed. But we all saw Joe Burrow in college. I saw him live. He's just like a figure that like I feel like I've grown up with in a sense that like I saw him live in college and then now I'm watching him through his whole career. And I remember him getting drafted being like, this guy's going to be unbelievable. Then having doubts because he's going to the Bengals, and then he goes to the Super Bowl. I'm like, oh my God, how many Super Bowls is guy gonna win? So his rookie year, he tears all the L's. Tough scene. And then his second year, he misses all that preseason because of all those shredded up knees and whatnot and those L's, and has a great season. They go to the Super Bowl. Their Super Bowl run is marked by what? What is that Bengals team's biggest flaw? Do you guys remember?
Uh,
The offensive line.
yeah, it
Yes.
was. Yeah,
Joe
that's right.
Which it
Burrow got
always is.
sacked an absurd amount of times in the AFC Championship game against the Titans. Joe Burrow was sacked 9 motherfucking times. They go to the Super Bowl, and by golly, who are the Bengals playing? The best defensive lineman of the last 20 years, Aaron Donald. So, in that game, valiant effort. One of the better Super Bowls that I think in
Mhm.
recent memory that we can all
Good
go
one.
to, that was box office. In that game, he has an MCL sprain and dislocates his finger. He's just getting screwed. And in that game, he was sacked 6 times. And the final play, the game-winning play was Aaron Donald wrapping up Joe Burrow trying to
Yep.
complete a pass for a first down.
Uh,
It's honestly, you can't write this stuff. So I went in, I looked at the Bengals starting offensive line from that Super Bowl, and I realized that there is only one player from that offensive line that has ever played meaningful snaps in the league again after that game. Only one, and that was Jonah Williams. Everyone else is basically out of the league because they weren't starting caliber NFL players. And he got all the way there. And I just remember being absolutely mesmerized by how good
mhm,
this guy was with shit and how he was able to beat all these teams that just beat the fuck out of him.
mhm.
Um, so that was year two. He goes to the fucking Super Bowl in year two.
There we
Year
go.
three, in the preseason, coming off a Super Bowl, he's going to get a healthy preseason. No, he's not. His appendix bursts in the preseason. So he misses the preseason over again. Dude, it's unbelievable. No preseason. Goes
Forgot
in
about
there
that.
and tears the league up. He was awesome that year coming off the Super Bowl. I'm looking at it here. 35 tubs, 12 picks, just crushes it.
Great.
Still has
Yep.
yet to play a preseason game. And then the next season, he what is it? So the
His
next season,
appendix.
yeah, no, it's
Crazy.
so bad. So the next season, he has a leg strain in the preseason, doesn't play, and then after missing a couple games because of that, he comes back and then tears a ligament in his wrist, never before seen by a quarterback. Doctors thought he was never going to be able to throw again. You guys remember that video of him on the sidelines when he tries to throw it and his arm goes limp and the ball
Yeah.
Yeah.
falls down? That was the first year of Jake Browning where
He's got
people
new
thought he was
injuries.
actually
He's
good.
coming up
It's
with new
it's
injuries.
unbelievable. So then he's out that preseason, misses most of the regular season, and then he comes back. Finally gets a preseason down underneath his belt. Has that incredible MVP caliber season last year.
Mhm.
But what happens? The defense is at all-time shit, and he misses the playoffs
Yep.
going, what was it, 9-8 or eight
Nine
and
and eight, I
whatever?
think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Something
Whatever.
something very
something
mediocre.
preposterous. But his numbers, 43 tubs, 9 picks. Yeah, they go 9-8.
Crazy.
He plays every fucking game. and the team just basically fails him in that front. And then this year, he gets struck with turf toe in the second game of the season. Just absolutely criminal. So I have this little blurb that I wrote up, if you don't mind humor me. How good could Joe Burrow be if he didn't have to spend so much time relearning things as opposed to spending his time learning new things? In the back of his mind, I'm sure he wrestles with that. An organization relies on him. He is the number one investment. Millions of dollars and a giant organization is on his shoulders. He masks the pain and says all the right things, hoping to rehab and come back. And I'm sure at first return, he's just happy to be out there. But as his opponent starts taking advantage of his limitations and he sees all these opportunities that he would have taken advantage of, but no longer can, those opportunities, uh, those opponents start thinking that they're better than they are and let you know that. And I would be livid if you can't make those plays and the defenders think it's because they're good. When they're not good, he's just not as good as he used to be. He puts in more effort than everyone else just to still underperform by the ungodly standards he set for himself when he was healthy and repeats that cycle of pain over and over again. At what point is Joe Burrow tired of the pain? He goes home in pain, wakes up in pain, goes to rehab in pain, fights through that pain, trying to get yourself ready for the game, where you will feel even more pain on top of the pain that you already felt getting ready for the game. It's like a pie eating contest where the reward is more pie. It's fucking terrible. Like no one's psyched for this, dude. It just seems fucking terrible. For the last 2 months, he once again has to do all the least fun parts of being a professional football player without being able to do any of the fun stuff. He's just rehabbing, getting ready to
Mm-hmm.
come back. So my final thought here is enjoy Joe Burrow while we still have him. If he gets hurt again next year, I would completely understand him walking away from the game. I was thinking about Andrew Luck, who was the pinnacle of
Yep.
healthy. His first 3 seasons, he took all these hits and he was the sweetest guy about it. Gets laid over in the backfield. Hey, good hit, buddy. This 300-pound dude RKO's him in the backfield. Hey, good hit, friend. That was awesome. And
Randy
then,
Orton.
yeah, and then year three, it starts to creep into him. Year three, four, or year three, he was healthy. Year four, five, six, all hurt, all can't do anything. Andrew Luck's injuries sounded way worse. They're
Mm-hmm.
both pretty terrible in their own right, but his might have arguably been a little worse. But the result is still the same, where you're doing all the least fun parts of football without getting the reward from it. And Andrew Luck ended up hurting his shoulder. So every time he threw a football, something that used to remind him of glory and fun, 80-yard
Hurts.
bombs and game-winning touchdowns hurts. So now something that used to remind you of the joy of the game now just reminds you of pain. And Joe Burrow probably felt that when he had that wrist injury. He had to learn how to throw a football completely differently.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even get the Andrew Luck benefit where he got the first 3 years healthy. He played his first preseason last year. That's horrible. So I was just
Yep.
thinking of all this and I was like, I hope Joe Burrow plays this Thursday selfishly because I want to watch him play because he's unbelievable. But by God, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to watch him. So I'm gonna watch him like no one's ever watched a player ever this Thanksgiving. The Bengals are the last game on, I believe. So at that point, I'm
I
going to
think
be
so. Yeah.
belligerent. I will have probably said something to upset the family. I'll be outcast to the living room, and
Perfect.
I'm actually hoping that's how it goes.
That's the
I'm planning
plan.
on it. Yeah, I'll
Yep.
drop some rude remark. I'll probably like about halftime of the second game while I'm out enjoying the
Mhm.
family's company. I'll go, so how do you guys feel about Israel and Palestine? And then when they all start
Right.
yelling, I'll go into the living room and
Hmm.
I'll sit there and I'll get ready to watch Joe Burrow play football. And it's going to be beautiful because I don't know how many times I can do it again.
Yeah, Al, your thoughts? Any thoughts on his
I
soliloquy? I have a couple, but
the only thing I'm going to say is it really hits home the point that you can go to one Super Bowl, you don't know if you're ever going to get back there.
Yeah,
Like
hmm
it's
100%.
crazy. It's crazy to think about, but
Yeah.
dude, especially Joe Burrow, he is very good, and like you said, Liam, he's a likable guy. Like
Yeah.
like granted, you could get annoyed with the Joey Cool, whatever, but then you
Yeah,
see
but
him and
that's
you're
not
like,
him. That's
fuck,
other people.
no. But then
Yeah.
you see him and you're like, you know what, dude, you are kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
I kind of get it, and he
We
is
all want to
very
be Joe
good.
Burrow.
Dude, that's why, like, I think I said it in the group chat with you guys, I believe. And I was like, it'd be cool to see Maye and Burrow at least kind of be on the same field at the same time. I know both offense, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you
Yeah.
kind of hope that's going to be the duel going down, years and years and years from now. But like you said, he's been hurt so much. He went to the Super Bowl once, which like he's good enough to where he should go multiple times. But it's just like that's where you look at the Bengals and you're like, dude, that is crazy what you've done to this kid because like you haven't defended him right. Like I know people are like, oh yeah, they got people like Ted Karras and they got these names. I'm like, listen, man, Patriots fans love Ted Karras, but he's not this all-world center or anything.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, yeah, and you put Jamar Chase there. You could have paired them going forward. That could have been like Manning and Harrison, like Brady and Moss for a couple of years, like that type of thing.
Now it's Chase and Browning, Chase and Flacco.
Who like do like when do you think the Bengals start to look to maybe draft the replacement? Like not this year, not next year, but like say Burrow comes back, worst case scenario, say he comes back, plays a couple of games, gets hurt again, out for the season.
Yeah.
Then you got to like it sucks and it's weird to say because you have such a good quarterback. You just you paid him, he's here, but it's like.
But if you own the Bengals, like your investment is the team as well as the player, but the team's always going to be here. The player's going to eventually retire. And if my investment is Joe Burrow, I'm like, okay, first I got to think of the human aspect. He might want to leave. Second of all, I got to think of the realistic aspect. Like he's a car, like the wheels are about to fall off.
Yeah, so the human aspect is kind of the last thing that I wanted to mention with what you said. Trevion Henderson said something about it in his post game presser where he was like, kind of, it was off the back of a Jelani Tavai question, but Henderson was like, I wish you guys would look at us as humans, as like actual people, because we have like money, we have fame, we play football, but like we go through things, daily and all that stuff. And it kind of goes to what I said about the Bengals as well, where like horrible defense, but the human element, they knew they had to play well. The human element, the Patriots, 11 games. You're on an 8-game winning streak coming into that game. Like shit wears on you. And you expect these people to be like Madden players where it's like, no, you're out there. You're rated 83. The team you're playing is rated 62.
Like an 83.
You should play. Yeah. And like, you got to look at Burrow. Like you said, like if he gets hurt, like another serious injury, dude, I don't know how I would react. Like the mental toughness you have to have to, like you said, do the shitty part of the sport just to probably go get hurt again because that's all you know. It sucks.
And imagine,
to think about it.
And that's why I went into it. I was like, imagine the shit talking on Sundays when somebody picks off Joe Burrow and they're like, fuck you. I got you. And it's like, no, you didn't get me. Like,
I couldn't play it.
I underthrew the pass because my wrist is shit. It has nothing to do with you. I threw the pass directly to you. You just happened to catch it. It hit you in the numbers. I would be so pissed if I was Joe Burrow and somebody's talking shit to me because I'd be like, if I was healthy, I would torch you. You would be a shit stain on my drawers.
Yeah, that game would have been awesome. If you had two healthy teams, the Patriots Bengals games, that would have been great. I still would have picked the Patriots because Al, you said the defense sucked, like we know they do. But that would have been a great game to see. But it sucks. I do hope that he plays well on Thanksgiving. Like I'm pulling for him. Like I said, he's an easy guy to root for. Like I have no real beef with the Bengals, so I'm cool with rooting, for them. And I hate the Ravens. So I hope that they beat the Ravens. That sucks though. I do hope that he stays healthy all year or for the rest of the year, the remaining 5 games or whatever it is. But and then next year, just like, God, they got to invest in the offense.
Please, don't draft anything other than offensive line. Literally, first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, all of them. Offensive line.
That first round pick is going to be high enough where they should be able to get an offensive line. Yeah. So we'll see. But nice little Burrow segment. Props to him. Hopefully he comes back with the blonde hair and kicks ass. Before we get into the Giants game, just want to give a shout out. Coach Guy Sports, Al, you're a part of it. We all were a part of it. We all were a part of the formation of this. But Coach Guy Sports, check them out. Celtics podcast, our host Liam has a Celtics podcast on there, the Rafters Pod. Celtics having a nice little season. They're a fun little team. Peyton Pritchard still sucking dick, but it is what it is. yeah, go check out Couch Guy Sports. Also Sports Spider, that's Spider with a Y. You hear me say it every week. Click the NFL tab, go to the Patriots. You'll see us there. If we're not there, scroll down a little bit. You'll see it. Tuck Rule Takes. You'll see the logo. Click it, watch, listen, whatever you want to do. So thanks to Couch Guy Sports and Sports Spider for helping us out this season. Um, Giants game, Monday Night Football, the last primetime game for the Patriots this year. I will assume they will be towards the top of the league in primetime games next season. I'll be looking forward to that. But Giants team, Al, you brought it up. Their defense, they're a little bit better than the Bengals, but not by much. I think passing, they're ranked, they're like 27th in the league. Rush defense, they're actually last right now. The Bengals jumped them. So the Bengals are 31st. The Giants are last in the league. Pass rush, they're towards the top of the league, like you mentioned as well. They have Brian Burns. They have Lawrence. They have Abdul Carter, who still has talent. Patriots have their injuries to basically their entire left side of the line. I would assume Will Campbell and Jared Wilson, both of them are not going to play. But I am still picking the Patriots here, just sheer talent, whether it's Jackson Dart or Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, very fun to watch. I have no issues with him, but he will also give the game away too. So, yeah, I'm not worried. You don't really have much to worry about defending wise. Malik Neighbors has been out. Scatabo has been out. And then Jackson Dart, he might play. I don't know. But if he does, this is his first game back from a concussion. We'll see how it goes. I think the Patriots I'll make a bold statement. I think the Patriots make a statement with this game. I think that they all know how they played in this Bengals game. They all know they got to rally around the injuries. They all know you might as well leave it all out on the field because you do have a bye week coming up. I don't think that they want to go into the bye week kind of, shitting the bed. And this game is at home. So hopefully the home crowd is behind them. It's a team you don't see that much. So I hope that Foxborough gets up. I'm going to go a multiple score game. I don't think this one's going to be close. I think maybe the Giants score on their first drive, but other than that, I just do not see this game being competitive. I think it's a boring Monday Night Football game. Like I said, I think the Patriots make a statement. I don't have a score yet. Maybe I'll give it at the end, but that's my thoughts with this one. How do you guys see this Giants game going?
I'll keep it quick. I think the Giants will make it closer than we're comfortable with. That's just how they've kind of been all year. I don't think their 2-10 record really reflects how competitive they've been. But I think the Patriots find a way to win this like a 24-17 or a 27-20 type game.
All right, so you got them for a win. Liam, how do you see it? They are a scrappy team, like Al said. So
21-20 Giants blow it in third.
21-20, huh? Think that close.
Yeah, I can no longer. I honestly think the Giants could win, but I'd look like a real twat betting against this Patriots team here. Like, come on, like we're 10-2. What do we?
Come on, get us to the double-digit win streak. Come on, 10-game winning streak going into the bye. Let's go, right? I'm thinking that's what's going to happen, but like you guys said though, like I'm kind of going on more of like how I could see it going. Realistically, the Giants are a scrappy team. They do have a good pass rush. I do think that Drake Maye gets sacked a few times. I think coming out of this game, it's the whole bye week. It's the Patriots got to protect Maye. There's issues. Oh my God, and like we get it. Like I understand. It is what it is. But yeah, I do think that the Giants get home. But I still think that the offense has a good game. I think they have a bounce back game. I think they make it a point to have a bounce back game, which Vrabel strikes me as the type of coach where if he's trying to make a point with something on the field, it will happen. Or at least like they'll do what needs to be done for it to happen. Now, if balls bounce different ways or whatever, we'll see what happens with all that. But we all have the Patriots winning though, right?
Yeah.
I think this is really the first true trap game I could see. It's your final game before the bye. You're coming off a real gutsy win. You're going against a 2-10 team. This is where I could see it being a trap game. This is the only time I'd use that term so far, like really. But no, I think they win it. And like I said, I think they win it comfortably. You guys think it's obviously a little closer. Liam, you think it's very close, but Yeah, I think it's a good one. I think it's a win. Tuck Rule takes bet of the week. What do you guys think? Because we were all completely off with the Bengals game. So I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I'll go last.
All right.
I don't even
All right,
know.
I'll go. Give me Henderson yards. Whatever Henderson's yards are, that's what I would do. We're probably gonna be around like
Total
50 or
running and
so.
receiving.
No, just rushing, just rushing. Yeah, I don't want to. You never know; he might just not be involved in the pass game. I don't know. Just give me rushing. I think he'll get it. I'm gonna assume it's around like 50 in the 50s somewhere. Yeah, I say hit the over for Henderson in yards. But that's my hat into the ring. Liam, you wanted to go last, so Al, what do you think?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I'll go. I'll go bold. I'll go Mac Hollins anytime touchdown.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that one. It's a little touchy, a little iffy, but he's involved a lot more in the pass game than we thought. So I could see it. Okay. Liam, you ready?
I am.
What do you got?
Jameis Winston to throw a pick.
That's a good one. I like that one.
You know what? I don't think we've picked that many defensive ones. I think we picked a sack one game and that didn't happen.
No.
I'm cool. I think we do Jameis Winston pick. I think it happens.
I think if there was ever something to put your money on, it's
It's going
Jameis
to
to
be
throw
this
a
one because
pick.
he's going to want to fucking chuck it around. So
Oh,
yeah, I would go Jameis Winston pick. Yeah. So, but if Jackson Dart starts, do you want to keep quarterback? Just keep Jackson Dart will throw a pick because we don't know for sure if Jameis Winston is starting. He should though, but I would say still just keep it even if Jackson Dart's in. I think he throws a pick too. So
yeah.
whoever the
Keep
starting
it.
quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep it.
Opposing quarterbacks throw a pick. Fuck it. I
Fuck
would
it.
feel less good about it, but yeah,
Yeah, but still, I think Darts. I could see him rolling around, throwing across his body, and I don't know, whoever Jalen Hawkins picks it off. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever it happens to be. So okay, but we all have him winning. So guys, that would be 10 in a row. That's 11-2 going into the bye week. Still, they will still have sole possession of first place if that happens. Now, the bye week, obviously, whoever wins, whatever, we'll see what happens coming out of that. Bye week talk, though, just a little preview. We will pretty much know who the Patriots are going to be playing next season. So I think maybe we do like a way too early, just kind of outlook. We don't even pick wins or losses, but just kind of see what they got going on. I think that'll be a little fun. And then
Yeah.
I know it's late in the year, but maybe the bye week episode we kind of do just like a quick kind of season look back, kind of mid end season superlatives, kind of see what's going on. But we'll figure something out though. But you guys got anything else before we get out of here?
No, that's it. Just
Good to
get another
go.
win.
9 wins in a row, baby. First place in the AFC. Love it. You love it. You love to see that. So for Al, Liam, I'm Mike. This is Tuck Rule Takes episode 208, home of your first place New England Patriots. We'll see you next week. Next week, remember, it is a Monday night game, prime time. So you'll see Tuck Rule Takes a little later in the week, but don't worry, we will still be there. Hopefully, after another win, maybe the Patriots show once again. They show the nation, they show nationally why they are who we think they are. We'll see though. So, like I said, for Al, Liam, I'm Mike. This is Tuck Rule Takes. We will see you next week. Sweet feet.
Sweet feet.